Right, I want to try and capture this on video. Right, I'm in the process. Right, uh, blow bends. Now, if if you're a, if you're a harmonica player, don't bother watching this video. If you're new, if you're a beginner, um, maybe not a beginner, but right. Yeah, I got my draw bends. I'm not saying I've got them all perfectly, but I can play some licks, right? I can play some songs with bends in them. I'm fairly confident, yeah. But in time, polishing them, yeah, getting better tone, being able to do a bit of tremolo or vibrato, however you look at it or what you think of that, on a bend. So making bends sound a bit more beautiful. But I want to be able to, right, tongue blocking. This is the issue. I'm a tongue blocker. I want to get to a place where I can blow bend. I want to get to a place where I can overblow. Okay. Now, but there's a process. I remember, I think, asking Joe Flisco about this, and he said, well, when you can blow bend on, this key, and then that key, and then that key, then you can overblow on this key. So Joe Flisco's very fundamental in the way he talks, yeah. Um, if that's the right way of putting it, very fundamental. He calls, if it's black, he says it's black, and if it's white, he says it's white. That's just the way it is. Yeah. So fundamental. It's groundwork. Okay. And sorry, I forgot my train of thought there. So yeah, and somebody else I've asked in a group. Ben Bouman, I asked in the group about how do I do it? So tongue blocking, overblows. How do I do it? Right. Now, you might already be thinking, why are you making such an issue? Right, hole 8, pucker. Right? See then I'm changing the tone, okay? I'm using Ben Trainer app, so I'm sharing the process here. Ben Trainer app, see there, hole 8, which is E up to D sharp or E flat. Right? Now, this is somewhat worth sharing, I think, this process, because I'm a tongue blocker. The bend you just heard me play was puckering, but my tongue was floored. I've not moved my tongue. Yeah, I'm doing a blow bend. So therefore, right, I'm thinking this process out now. Therefore, I should be able to blow bend tongue blocked. What's the difference? I remember a guy yesterday talking. He talked a lot in his YouTube video about bending and blow bending tongue blocked, and he was talking about activating it from the diaphragm, and I sort of thought, that can't be right, because it's just like a pump. It's actually the shape in the mouth, surely that. But when I was just doing that, so hole 8, right, I've got on another device, I've got the bend trainer going. See there, I'm actually bending straight off. Almost. So there it is. That's the 8 blow bend. So I have got my tongue behind my teeth like that. That was straight off. But it's almost, it's like, I don't know what I done. I ain't got a clue what I done. Because this is the problem, right? When I YouTube it, blow bending whilst tongue blocking. People, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that. Listen to this, yeah, listen to this, listen to that, and yeah, just do this, and just no, it's not that simple, mate. It's not that simple, yeah. And yes, all right, yeah. In principle, there are some simplicities about it, but in practical term, let's get the tongue block. I can see the line moving up. What I'm doing there is only blocking one hole. So I'm blocking hole 7. I'm narrowing my embouchure so that it's almost like a pucker. See, then my tongue was flawed. That was a pucker. See, to anyone now watching who knows about harmonica, they are going to be like, mate, this is painful. Yeah, that's the process. I actually want to share this right on YouTube for those who are going through the painful process, right? So that they see that, it's not just them who's going through it. Now, the thing is, you could pay someone, right? And they're sort of like going, well, what are you doing? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Doing that? Doing this? Oh yeah, there you go. Nearly there, nearly there. Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, just try a little bit more, a little bit more. And it's going to cost you money to do that. But then they hang up, they're off the video chat, and you then got to continue to do the work. Yeah. So and then you've got to put it into a musical context. Yeah. That's a blow bend there, straight off. I don't even know what I did, but I didn't do anything. It's like you didn't even do anything. But that's how this is sometimes. It just happens, but you don't know how. Sometimes you just, which means it ain't going to be great for any sense of delivering it to anybody in the context of music. See, so if I can do that with my see, what I'm doing is going through the process. If I can do that with my tongue flawed, so then where am I bending from? It's almost like what's happening, right? It's almost like there's wind in my mouth, right, coming from my belly, yeah? but I'm moving that pocket of wind towards the front of my mouth. So therefore, like I said, because my tongue is floored, so I'm pushing. It's almost like I've gone, just move that wind forward a little bit. No, I don't mean by blowing harder. I'm not talking about that. It's almost like I've sort of gone, just move it from there to there with your mind. Right? Almost sounding quite funny there, I'm trying to be a comedian. It's not. It's almost like, it feels almost like I've gone with my mind. Right, get that wind, take it from there, bit forward to the front of the mouth. Now I'm puckering. So what, the front of my mouth, what's that going to look like when I'm tongue blocking? So it's like jaw bending. If someone's trying to jaw bend and they're struggling, what I say to them, especially hole 4, what I say to them is narrow your mouth like that. See, like now, watch. I can sort of do hole 4 bend with my tongue all the way across. You see, my tongue is all the way across. Yeah, it's all the way across. But when I say, if I'm speaking to someone who's desperately, oh yeah, I'm really struggling with, then I say, sort of close your mouth a bit, so it's still block one hole, say just hole 3 for instance. Anyway, back to this. So what I'm gonna do, and I might end the video now because this is just the process. I know, right, I'm gonna get there. I know this is gonna work out. If I can do it with the pucker, and I know what you're thinking now, you can do it with the pucker, then just stick with that, it's easier and all that sort of thing. Well, guess what, I'm not gonna do that. Right, I'm a tongue blocker. Yeah, I am a tongue blocker. It's not a vice versa, better or worse, nothing like that. I just can't pucker, and I can't. And yeah, the can't and all that. You shouldn't be saying the word can't, really. It should be a bit like, yes, I can, I will, and I will, and I will. No, 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 no. I don't want to. I can't, right? I can't get into, right, going from the tongue block to the pucker, back to the tongue block, to the pucker, to the. I'm too old for this thing, right? So, right, let's get back. So narrow my embouchure, and I'm not going to keep recording right now because the video might go on for hours. So I narrow my embouchure, block hole 7. It's all right. Yeah, yeah. So playing hole 8. See, this actually, that thing about only blocking one hole, even though I've said that to people on the jaw bends. A well-known teacher, won't mention his name, he said the same thing to me in a group. So it's not just, so if you've got any comments on that, it's not just me with that thinking. It's like when you lift something up, if you lift it with your arm bent, there'll be more strength. If you lift it with your arm straight, it'll be harder. That's a bit like your embouchure. In time, you'll get more strength, so you can have a wider embouchure, bigger cavity. But when you're almost beginning something, it just pays to condense the area to have more sort of control, more strength in that area. So I can see the line moving, but that was tongue blocking. That was tongue blocking. And I saw the line go into the black. Let me... Right, sorry about the light going on there. Probably ain't going to get it now, am I? See that? That's it. Right, that's all I'm going to do in this video. Proves a point, right? Proves a point that is all about, right, me or you, right, putting the work in, trying stuff. Yeah. Yes, go and watch the 5 videos that there might be, and in general, so Lee Sankey talks about bending in general, going from pucker to thingy. I've got a series that I bought a couple of years back from Liam Ward on Boxing Day. I got them for half price. They're all about bending. Trouble is, it's about puckering. But that's not the point. I've now printed out the exercises so that when I feel like I've got a little bit more control, so the aim is for me to get the bend and then hold the position and then hit the bend straight off, hit the bend, unbend, hit the bend, unbend, unbend, hit the bend, like that sort of thing, being able to control these things. Okay. And like I'm saying, so I've printed off the Liam Ward course on this is blow bending module 3 that I bought a couple of years ago. Never used it because I looked at 1 and 2 and it was he's a puckerer, he's puckering sort of thing, or it was about puckering back then. He's a tongue blocker, I know, but the course was about so. And even the module 3, I'm going to watch the videos, and I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about like from a puckering, but that don't matter. The point is there is a couple of songs with some blow bends in them, and maybe some exercises that I can work on. So so my point is, what you've just got there was the process of going from unbend hole 8 to a blow bend on hole 8 using pucker without moving the tongue. Yeah, almost like pushing that air forward to the front of your mouth. Now, and I've given you an example, I've given myself an example of doing it whilst blocking just one hole next to hole 8. Yeah. So the principle is that's how you can go from puckering something to tongue blocking. Similar with the draws, right? What I did was tongue blocking it was like, wow, what's going on with my tongue? What am I doing? How, one guy says hump your tongue, the other one says drop your tongue, next man says throat bend. So it sort of like it conflicted a little bit. Some of the messages that I was getting were all different, nothing wrong with what they're saying. Um, so what I did was I floored my tongue like I did just earlier, and I started to bend. Hold four, pucker, floor your tongue. If you're on a jaw bend, right? Hold four. That was a pucker. Right, floor the tongue. Now, I am not saying the tongue doesn't do anything, but I made an effort to get a tongue right between my teeth in the softness. And when I did that bend, I floored it. I almost made an effort to keep my tongue still. There's your kiku, kiku. So if my tongue is floored, then therefore, what am I moving? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. The first time I tried it, it wasn't that easy. But it, almost like with my mind, I started to sort of like meditate on what my body parts was doing, and and after a while, this started to take over. Yes, throat, um, and it pulls the tongue. There you go. I'm going to leave it there. All right. God bless.